no balance at all.
So, but let's, delve into the question of, you know, separation of powers in our system as well. Again, the idea of accountability is supposed to be checked by separation of powers.
Mm.
Is it an inherent weakness in our constitutional regime, or could that be the reason why we are facing issues of accountability in our governance arrangements?
Well, oh yes. If you look at our constitutional framework, we do not intend a wholesome and strong separation of powers. You have them enumerated: executive, judiciary, legislature. But then look at the appointment process.
Mhm.
The president is appointing virtually anybody who matters. That's a recall of independence. I particularly remember that when Chief Justice Aqua passed, and they were looking for a Chief Justice. I've been trying to get that publication. I said it was in the Daily Graphic. It was stated brazenly on the front page of the Daily Graphic. I went to research to get that, or maybe I misrecollected the paper, where it was stated that the post of Chief Justice is political and that seniority will not count. And I knew that I was the one they were aiming at. I was the most senior in real terms, because the most senior was very sick that
Mm,
time. Nonetheless, they even brought him to act over and to block my way. I couldn't be bothered.
okay.
I just wanted the right things to be done. If I have the chance, I'll see to the right thing to be done. If you block me, well, you can't blame me. But to the extent that I still can do it in my judgments, I'll do so. That's what I'll continue doing. You see. So uh, you look at, I was reading out the composition of the Judicial Council.
Mhm.
Uh, you start with the Chief Justice, an appointee of the President, the Attorney General, and a representative of the Supreme Court, and a representative of the other ranks of the courts. These are all below the Chief Justice. Uh, they look up to for their welfare, uh, you know, largesse,
Mhm.
benefits, and promotion. Uh, are they going to stand up to a Chief Justice? And you uh, have four nominees of the president sitting on the Judicial Council.
Counsel.
Where is the intendment that is the judiciary should be independent? And these are the Judicial Council, all appointments
Go
in
through.
the Superior Court, which are the most important, emanate from the Judicial Council. There's no way somebody can be appointed to the Superior Court without a recommendation by the Judicial Council. And then you have somebody, say, the judge advocate of the armed forces. Well, what's the clout of this kind of person? And then the uh, legal advisor uh, to the police service council or something. What's his clout?
Yeah.
Then the editor of the Ghana Law Reports is
Mhm.
appointed by the, uh, the, the, the system. What is his clout? You know. So where is the intendment uh, in support of the separation of powers as far as the judiciary is concerned?
Mm,
When you know uh, it's like a kite. Huh? You
mhm.
throw a kite up there, but it's controlled
Mhm.
uh, by the string. That's how it is. You look at the executive, okay, parliament.
Yes.
Parliament intended to be independent, even contextually, under our constitution, where the constitution itself requires the majority of ministers to be appointed from parliament. That's a complete fusion.
Yeah.
of the executive and
And legislature.
the
Yes.
legislature. There's no intendment there, even contextually, to, you know, institutionalize the separation of powers.
Yeah.
It's quite clear, you know. You come
Yeah.
to, as I said, the other important bodies, Auditor General, Shraj, Electoral Commission, all these are appointed by the president, either in consultation with or on the advice of
Yeah.
somebody. I mean, so I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
yeah, I read
yeah,
Manasseh Azore's book, and he said in an
yeah,
interview with Muntaka,
yeah.
Muntaka said a majority of the MPs come to parliament with the intention of eventually becoming ministers, and that they don't have real intention of doing legislative work.
That's very
And,
true. It's a springboard to ministerial appointment
mm,
because the vast majority will constitutionally must come from
mm,
parliament. And so, if you are somebody of wealth in a sort, by entering parliament, you are almost an automatic minister,
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
scandalized because I think it was the 79 constitution which at least provided that if you are appointed a minister from parliament, you must resign from parliament and then by election. But this time at all.
No. Yeah.
So
And
you are holding uh, the position of member of parliament and an executive member of, of the government, and you form the majority of
mhm.
parliament.
Yeah.
Where is the separation of powers? Where?
Well, I mean, and most of the people that support that position actually cite the shortcomings of the Liman administration as a reason why they should merge the two. That his budget didn't pass, and that kept, government business on hold.
Well, let's look at that closely. Must all budgets pass? If all budgets must pass, it's just a mechanical exercise.
Mhm.
What is then the raison d'etre of the parliamentary overview of the budget?
Yeah.
So a budget failure can be a healthy event,
Yep.
speaking. And the Le Mans government, well, they had only 70, they had 71 members, and the opposition put together has 69
Mhm.
members of the various breakdowns
The
of
coalition. Yeah.
parliamentary, yes. And so it happened that way. Um, Except it can be demonstrated that there was bad faith in it. You don't see why somebody should panic because of that and make it. That means you want Parliament to be a rubber stamp.
Mhm.
That is what it amounts to.
Yeah.
Because if it is to do critical, independent assessment, a budget can fail.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to cooperate, they can point out certain weaknesses referred back to the. But if the president is adamant, they should fail it.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
there for that.
Yeah. And I think that's the very purpose of the separation of powers, right? And checks and balances, oversight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But as it is, I'm very sorry. The Ghanaian situation, separation of powers, uh, has become farcical. I use that word, farcical, very
Yeah.
farcical.
Classical. Yeah. Okay.
And so, look, some years ago, when I was in the service, and I got a radio, I was listening once in a while. Some MPs were frank and bold enough when elections were approaching. They were interviewed on radio, and they said for them, they were just Parliament was a rubber stamp, and
Mhm.
that it was inconceivable that they would go contrary to the president's wish. They said that on air.
Mm.
Said that, and I admire them for that, at least for being that frank. That is
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
And our party system is such that loyalty in Ghana is more to the president and his party over and above the national interest. That's our situation. Except a few accidents.
Yeah.
Just let us recall. Kufuor's second term after the 2020 general elections, when it was a hung parliament, and they were to elect the speaker. And when the count of the vote was showing that the MPP would not have the speaker, an MP actually took hold of the ballot box and was running
up. Yeah.
Yes, live.
On TV.
And later he even said that he couldn't imagine his party losing out on that. So he had to do that. Look at that. Look at the mindset. You see, this type of thing. Are we serious? You know? And the question is, as you said, people go there, they want to position themselves for the perks of ministerial power and other favors. Look, even up to date, to date, there's speculation that the MPs demand monies to pass bills.
Okay.
I actually sat on a platform near an MP, I've forgotten his name, a PhD holder, and one of our resource persons, a lady, was delivering a speech, and she touched on the importance of money and so on. And this man sitting by me said, yes, money is important. So they bring the money and we pass the bills.
Wow.
PhD holder.
Wow.
An MP. He was sitting by me. Just look at that.
So is this a general breakdown of civic virtue? Is there no civic culture in our system whereby, there's just that natural incentive to be noble in your dealings?
Well, by and large, I would not even say by and large, largely so. You may have some who will be adverse to this corruption, but how many are they? It's a small number. Cannot have effect. And probably people feel that the only chance of making money as an MP realistically is when bills come. Otherwise you're at the beck and call of the executive. Want something, you have to go and lobby a minister. He doesn't like your face, particularly when you are from the opposition. They're not. These things have taken hold of our system.
Okay. So